y'all. Just leaving from getting my hair done. You know, Venus Day things. But I wanted to get on here and talk about Sagittarius season. As you guys know, we are in Sagittarius season. And I just feel like we are in a time where we are being asked to expand. I feel like Sagittarius season is going to be very spiritual. It's going to be very spiritual to the point where it's like you're going to have to show up differently. You're going to have to show up differently, because that's just what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the work that you were doing in Scorpio season is going to really show if you was doing the work, or if you did it for like only a little bit and then, oh God, it's a mosquito in my car. Jesus. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel that. I feel that with this Sagittarius season, it's going to be very spiritual. You're going to be asked to expand, and your capacity is expanding. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I feel. That's what I feel. It's just time to expand. It's time to do things that you haven't done before. Start to look at yourself, you know. Start to really look at yourself and see if you are really showing up how you envision your higher self to show up. Okay, because y'all want to know something with me? God really woke me up this morning at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I really like sat with myself, and like I just, you know, that's really a vulnerable time to be up. You know what I'm saying? Like, fresh when you wake up, like, you're really vulnerable in that time. And so how I was feeling was very fresh. It was very vulnerable. It was very I felt like I had inner work that I needed to do. It's like God really, like, it felt like God was like, come here, come sit at the table. I need to talk to you real quick. Right? I need to talk to you real quick. And it's like when you think that you are doing or showing up how you envision yourself to show up as, it was a reality check with myself, basically. It was a reality check with myself, like, yeah, you tripping, you out of pocket in some areas. It was like, you're out of pocket in some areas. And it was just really like, this is why I always say you should have honest conversations with yourself, because you're not always going to hear somebody else when somebody else is trying to tell you, or when you're in it, you can't really see it. You get what I'm saying? Where you're in it, you can't really see it. You're so 2 miles, take exit 8 to merge onto US 127 North. You're so like, you know, what am I trying to say? Hold on, y'all, I'm trying to focus on this traffic. Okay. But you're just so focused on what it is that you're doing. You're so focused on thinking that you are showing up. And what happens sometimes is you start to project. Like, once you start to feel like, oh, I'm doing everything I need to be doing, I'm so aligned and things like that, you start to look outward and you start to pick at other people what they aren't doing. And the thing about doing that, the thing about picking at other people and paying attention to what other people aren't doing. I hope y'all can hear me over this heat, y'all. I'm in Michigan, baby. I gotta have some heat in this damn car, but I hope y'all can hear me. But the thing about when you start doing that, you start to take your attention off of you and the work that you continuously need to do, because no one is never fully done with doing the work. No one is never fully done with doing the work. So when the time that you take to think that you are all high and mighty on your horse, right? And you start to say, oh, well, I'm so aligned, I'm so this, I'm so that, and you start picking up other people saying this is what you need to do, 9 times out of 10 what you're doing is projecting.
Use the right lane to take exit 8 to merge onto US 127.
Do you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10 you are projecting. And that shit's all fine and dandy until God would really sit your ass down and say, you out of pocket. But see, the thing about it is, you're so far gone in your bubble, you're so in your world that you are missing those cues when God is like, I need you to sit down for a second. Sometimes that may look like you randomly waking up out of a good sleep at 3 to 4 in the morning because you need to have, maybe this is the only time I can get your attention. Because soon when you wake up, you up on the go. You doing your thing and you at a whirlwind. You gone with the damn wind. So maybe this is the only time where I get to really sit with you. So let me wake you up. Right? And so that's how I did this one. I really sat with myself like, damn. And I felt a weight within me of like, I don't like how that went. I don't like that I'm like getting like this. I don't like that. Right? I don't like that. And so
1.8 miles, take exit 79 onto Lake Lansing Road.
Because, and I sat there and I really sat with myself. And I was real with myself of like, yeah, I don't like that shit. Like, I don't want to show up like that. I don't want to. Y'all, my hair is so damn soft from my hydration treatment I got on my hair. Beautiful. Anywho. But yeah, and that's sometimes how we ooh, please do not. Please. I don't know why it's so busy like this on Fridays. Like, what the fuck y'all going? But, yeah. And God will sit you down and say, I need to talk to you. And you got to be real about what it is that you feel. See, a lot of times we prolong getting through shit because we are ignoring the signs. We're distracting ourselves from the expansion. Okay? We are distracting ourselves from the expansion. You understand what I'm saying? And when we start to distract ourselves from the expansion, that is what prolongs us getting through it. God's like, this don't have to take all damn day. This don't have to take weeks, months, days. But you are distracting your damn self with distractions. So I came to get to you. We can't even work through this because you're missing it. And this is why you have to rely on the higher power. This is why you have to rely on the creator. You have to rely on spirit. Because sometimes you miss it. And that may not even be your intentions to miss it. You understand what I'm saying? That may not even be your intention to miss it, but you're missing it. You're missing it.
Turn left.
You're missing it. And so, you know, I sat with myself and I was honest with myself of like, you know what, you're right. And it was a chin check to me because it's like, you know, people are like, who gonna check me? You know, you heard people say that, like, so who gonna check me? And to be real with you, God gonna check you. That's who gonna check you. God gonna check you, and God gonna hold you accountable and make you check yourself and look at yourself and be real about that within yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So that's an ego thing. When we're like, oh, who gonna check me? You understand what I'm saying? And we don't want to have those type of bullshit thinking, right? Or habits. Because anybody can get checked. Because sometimes you do get a little out of pocket.
In half a mile.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I say to that is like, don't distract yourself from the expansion. Make sure that you're paying attention to all the signs because they're there. And don't run away from what's being shown to you, baby, because we all need a little, you know, chin check time within ourselves when God can sit you down and say, oh, listen, what's going on with this? And sometimes, and what what was clarity to me was, damn, sometimes we have to take 2 steps back in order to take 2 steps forward. Because like I said, sometimes we can get on our own high horse and get to be like, well, I'm doing the work, I'm aligned, I know all of this, I know all the routines, I know all the remedies, I know all the things that I need to do to be my best self. And sometimes we can just start to get on the high horse and start to think that, oh baby, I can't be checked. And you damn sure can be checked. It just will be by God. It will be by the Creator. It will be by Spirit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you have to understand.
You've entered the parking lot for your destination.
So that's the word I wanted to bring to y'all today, because I'm like, this is something that, well, like I said, woke me up out my good ass sleep. Hello? I woke up like, you know, it's that sleep when you just have to like turn over and then you're like, damn, I was in a good sleep. And that's what God was saying. Like, so I said to say Sagittarius season is going to be very spiritual. It's going to be very spiritual. Okay? It's going to be very spiritual, and it's going to be something that you have to really be committed to doing the work for. Okay? You have to be very committed to doing the work for, because this isn't something that we can overlook. We're expanding. We're being called to do things differently. We are not being called to keep doing the same bullshit that we've been doing, keep reacting the same way we've been reacting, expecting different results. You doing the work in Scorpio season, Sagittarius season is going to hold you accountable to that. Hello? Okay, baby. The work that you did in Scorpio season, Sagittarius season, will be the season that holds you accountable to that. Okay, you said you're doing this. Okay, you said you tap it in with yourself. You're saying that you're really seeing things for what it is. Sagittarius season is going to be that season to hold you accountable. And anytime that you're being held accountable, baby, that's always spiritual. That's always spiritual. And that's what we have to understand, and that's what we have to remember. Okay? That it's always going to be spiritual. Okay? So tap in with yourself, but understand that Sagittarius season is the season that will hold you accountable to the work that you're supposed to do in Scorpio season. Period. And really be intentional. Really be intentional with how you're choosing to move. Stop thinking that this new you, this new version of you is going to just automatically just come like automatic. Because it's new, right? That's why I say we're expanding. This is a new territory. You have to intentionally start moving like that. Some of you may need a checklist. Some of you may need that to-do list. Because we are being expanded right now. Your capacity is expanding. And it may have your nervous system a little out of whack, but it's only because you are expanding. It's only because you are doing something different. You understand what I'm saying? And so now it's the time for you to really tap in with you, but hold yourself accountable. Because even when you don't hold yourself accountable, Spirit's going to hold you accountable. God's going to hold you accountable. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I just get through things quickly, because I'm paying attention to the signs. And I'm not distracting myself from them signs. When I'm sitting here like, okay, what is God trying to tell me right now? What is something that I need to know right now? You understand what I'm saying? So this is that time. Stop distracting yourself from what it is you need to work through. You being annoyed, a lot of times you're only mad at your damn self. A lot of times you're mad at yourself. A lot of times you're mad at yourself because yourself is like, yo, you know there's inner work that we got to do here. These chest pains, these back pains, this ache, your hips is hurting when you walk, your knees is buckling, and you're choosing to distract yourself from what's actually going on internally. Because whether you want to acknowledge it or not, one thing about that body is going to keep the score. So we can't do any more distractions. And Sagittarius season is going to be spiritual. It's going to be a spiritual one. So you're going to have to get grounded spiritually. Tap in, whatever that looks like for you. Read your Bible, whatever that looks like for you. Really tap in, because Sagittarius season is going to be the season that holds you accountable. And y'all know this is the time of the time where we're hibernating right now, and that's the time to turn inward and do the work. This is not the time to distract yourself from the work. So that's all I have. I'm about to go ahead and get into this house. I just wanted to drop that on y'all really quick, because it was very much so needed. It was very much so y'all know, when I learn something or something, spirit guides sit there and sit me down for something, I'm gonna sit there and say, oh, let me tell the folks. That's me. So if you're new here, I'm Tori J, Bougie Astro Babes. Okay, make sure y'all check out my YouTube, my services inside of my link in bio. But when I learn something, I'm coming to my community and I'm going to share those gems. I'm not gatekeeping that shit, because I know what life is really about, and life is as deep as it is. Right? And so, yeah. I'm the one that's going to come, and I'm going to come chop it up with y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all what it is that I'm learning, or what it is that I peeped, what it is that I saw, what it is I think your ass need to know. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so follow me on Threads as well. Make sure y'all tap into my YouTube, because I'll be going live for Sacred Sundays, Sacred Sunday Town Hall, where we get to chat about all the things. We're also going to talk about the 2027 global shift that is happening, and how we're moving to a individual society where you really want to be able to think for yourself and talk for yourself and make decisions for yourself. This is why I say y'all need to tap in to learning your human design, because a lot of y'all are out of alignment when you don't have to be. Okay, so that's all I have for y'all today. But if you enjoyed this live, make sure y'all go ahead and comment on whatever I mentioned here that resonated with you. And yeah, I will see you guys on Sunday. Mwah.